Hey there, fellow wet shavers. Brian here with the Wet Shave Experience. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. Today's video will be featuring Talbot Shavings Iliahi Ridge. I think I said this wrong in my unboxing. I think I said Iliahi, but I think it's pronounced Iliahi. And this is based off a Hawaiian sandalwood. And so Iliahi is the Hawaiian word for sandalwood. And this is the matching splash. The splash is made by Maol Grooming out of Canada, and the soap, just look at the side label there, is made here in the US. I will be using for the second time the Hawk V3 Artist Club single edge razor. Sorry, my cat is in the background. I think he found a penny on the ground and is playing with the penny. It has a second use Schick P30 Pro line in it. This is the A base plate, which is RazoRock's aggressive base plate. I had traded for this razor. When I traded, I didn't realize or didn't notice that it was the A plate. Typically, if you watch my channel, I like less aggressive razors. But on the first shave with this, I didn't find it to be too aggressive. RazoRock does not list the blade gap or whether the blade exposure is positive or negative in this razor on the website that I can see. They just say it's their most aggressive plate for the Hawk. And then we are using the Simpson Trafalgar T3 synthetic brush, and we are all lathered up in the Lancaster RazorWorks bowl. I'm gonna wet the face and we'll get started. Hopefully the cat, maybe I should take away the penny, huh? All right, we'll see if that gives us a little less background noise. If I let him out, he'll just paw at the door. So let me wet the face, like I said, and get started. It is Tuesday. I've not shaved since Friday, so welcome to the channel, the shave channel where I don't shave as often as I should. I shaved last on Friday. It is now Tuesday, so I'm working on 4 days growth. Not as many days growth as my last shave because I was on vacation and didn't shave much on vacation. I think that was 6 days growth. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you're watching this for the first time, please consider hitting that little subscribe button below. If you've been around for a while, thank you for your continued support. And if you like anything I say, agree with anything I say, or find anything I say today helpful, or you're just in a good mood today and you want to hit that thumbs up button, please, by all means, I welcome you to do so. All of that helps the channel. And that will conclude my public service announcement for today. So thank you very much. And let's get into the shave. I guess let's talk about the soap first and the scent. So it's a straightforward sandalwood, Hawaiian sandalwood scent. This is in Talbot's V4 version soap base. I'm not exactly sure what makes that different. It's supposed to be slightly softer and more easily lathered than the previous versions. I don't have a lot of experience with Talbot, so I really can't tell you if it's better or how it's different from the previous Talbot bases. I can say that it is on the softer side, although not too soft, easily spreadable in the bowl, and it did lather up fairly easily. It does seem like, at least from my initial lathering, to be on the lower volume side of things. So I think they call that low structure. The scent on it is really nice. It is a little light on the tub, and I think I got a little hair from the brush, maybe. The scent is a little light, so if you are looking for bold and banging a la DK, this would probably come as somewhat too light for you, maybe. I find the scent is definitely there. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna put this on a really low medium and go 3 to 3.5 in the scent strength. So definitely on the lower side Although I don't mind that. I think what I'm finding as I progress through my wet shaving journey, I was not into colognes and scents before I started wet shaving. I mean, I liked it to smell nice, and I just used general stuff. I was using Pro Rosso, or before that I was using like Gillette and Nivea and just random aftershaves. I think I had, but I really wasn't wearing anything for scent purposes. And then I got into fell into the wet shaving rabbit hole, and like, you know, a lot of the scents. And then initially I kind of like, oh, I like this, you know, more robust scent strength. But now I think after I'm settling out, I think I'm finding that I definitely like the scents. And not that there's anything wrong with bold and banging. I could wear a bold and banging, but I think my preferences lie a little bit more on the medium to low medium side. So if that's what you like, this probably would be right up your alley. And if you like sandalwood, this would definitely probably be right up your alley. It's kind of, I put some of the aftershave the other night after my unboxing on the back of my hand just to see how it would settle out on my skin. And what I get off of it initially is more of a woodiness. In the scent description, it describes it as a sweeter sandalwood, but it's not like a creamy, sweet sandalwood like an Artist Shaving or maybe like a Pro Rosso Red. It's definitely, to me, borders more a little bit on the woody side. But I did notice that this splash had a little bit more scent strength, by the way, than the soap. And the splash kind of settled out after kind of the initial woodiness kind of wore off. It did settle into more of a sweeter scent, but it's definitely not creamy and sweet in my opinion, or overly sweet or anything. All right, I'm gonna wet the face here. I really need to find a new mister. I don't know what the kids did with mine. It's probably in the garage or in the backyard or something. But it's a very nice sandalwood. I think if you really like sandalwood, you can't go wrong with this one. And I think is definitely a scent that most people would enjoy. I can't imagine anybody really disliking this. I did get this from the Razor Company. It is still available. I think it's $20 for 4 ounces of soap. And I think it's still $20 for the aftershave splash as well. So, like I said, I don't have a lot of experience with Talbot, but Chad, the artisan behind Talbot, I know a lot of his scents are inspired by places he's been in the outdoors, and he does a lot of, he gives a lot of some of the purchases to different, you know, natural wonder type charities and things like that. I don't know if any of the proceeds on this are going towards anything going on in Hawaii. So I guess there's a big sandalwood restoration project going on in Hawaii. And that's kind of where this comes from. So, or the idea at least behind this comes from. And so a lot of his other releases typically feature or are inspired by some sort of natural park or some other kind of thing like that. Inspired by nature of some sort. And I think I don't have a ton of experience with Talbot, and I've had a couple of sets from him in the past. A couple that just didn't click with me, and I moved them along. But I think this is definitely a keeper for me, for sure, no question. This will remain in the den. But I think Talbot, you're typically gonna get a bit of a lower scent strength. You're not gonna get bold and banging, which is, like I said, fine with me. All right, so let's talk about the hawk a little bit. So I have, this kind of continues my exploration of the single edge Artist Club style blades. If you recall, I still need to, I need to get this back to you, John. This was on loan. This is the Blackland Vector. I did use this a few times on the channel not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago. This was on loan to me from John, aka Latherhog. I will link his channel in the description below. If you have not checked out his channel, I encourage you to do so. He's got some fantastic content. So I started with that, and then I had picked up this hawk. Definitely a lot of differences between the razors. I think I showed this in my last video. The Vector is a much slimmer, both handle and slimmer head on there, as you can see. And there's definitely a huge weight difference. So this is stainless steel polish. This is not the titanium version. This is stainless steel. This is the DLC coated handle. So it is stainless steel, and it is coated, but the head is much different. And I think the angles on the head are different too. This has more of just a straight angle, and this to me has more of a kind of a sloping angle. There is a weight difference. The Vector weighs only 76 grams, and this weighs 106 grams. So if you like heavier razors, this one is much heavier. And then there's a tremendous price difference. I think the Vector is $200 plus, $220 plus, depending on whether you get the machined or polished. And then this is, I think, $69.99 for this particular razor. And this is 100% stainless steel as well. This is, like I said, this is the A or aggressive plate. But there is a standard plate, which was out of stock for the longest time and just recently came back into stock. But I'm not and so I'm not sure if they still have some. It just came back into stock like last week. So wet the face again. But I thought about getting it, but I'm not really even sure I need to. I might get it just to do a comparison on the channel. But what I'm finding is that the aggressive plate on the Hawk is not that aggressive. So if you follow my channel, if you watch my channel, or if you're new, I do not particularly care for a lot of blade feel. I do not particularly care for an aggressive or razors that are more on the aggressive side. I will give up some efficiency for comfort. Now, so that kind of tells you where I'm at, and I'm not finding this to be too aggressive, and I'm not getting a lot of blade feel. And I only got one little nick on the first shave with that on my chin with this Hawk, and I got nicked up pretty good with the Vector. Now, I think part of that's just technique and learning the razor angle and the blade angle and all that stuff, but and I did get better with it as I shaved with it. But for some reason, for me personally, I'm finding it easier to use the Hawk than to use the Vector. And I tried the Vector with a few different blades in it. I tried this Schick P30 Pro line that I have in this one now. I had a blade on that Jeremy the Traveling Shaver had sent me, a Kai medium that I tried in the Vector, and then also for the Pro Guard. And I still managed to nick myself with the Pro Guard, which is supposed to be less aggressive of a blade, thus the guard part of it. I don't know, maybe the angle on this is more intuitive for me because of the way it's shaped. The head and base plate are bulkier on this razor, but I don't find them too bulky. I don't find it affects maneuverability and my ability to shave. I don't do the traditional against the grain fool's pass on the mustache area. I just kind of pull my skin a little bit tighter and kind of use an angle. A bit of an angle here. I found this razor to be pretty efficient as well. On the A plate, but I might order the standard plate just to check it out. I don't think you can get this DLC handle anymore. They used to make the DLC stuff, but I don't know if, I don't think you can get it anymore. And we just do I have some funky growing hair on the neck, grows at weird angles, especially in this area of my neck. So it kind of goes sideways here, or at an angle, which is against the grain. Oh, there's my cat. I hear you, bud. You want out, you want to escape. Tired of listening to me talk. All right, so there you have 3 passes. I'm gonna rinse the face here. I do a little warm water followed by cold water. That cold water closes up those pores a little bit. And let's get to the splash and get you on with your day if you've made it this far. If you haven't entered the giveaway, check out my last video. I will probably do that towards the end of this week. I'm certainly hoping to shave more than I do, but there's just been a lot of stuff going on in my personal life that's kind of impacted my shaving and my routine and my schedule. And then sometimes I get to the point where it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, well, I'm not going to shave now because if I shave in the morning, there's not enough time between the shaves. So I actually got both kids to school today on time, early. My son goes to preschool, so he can go anytime. My daughter goes at 8. And I got both of them ready, got them both in the car, took my daughter, and then took my son. So anyways, worked out for me. All right, so this is an alcohol-based splash. Not much stinging. I do get some alcohol initially, but I think after a couple of seconds, it goes away. Yeah, I definitely initially get a lot more woodiness to the sandalwood off of this, but I think the woodiness kind of dissipates a little bit, and then it as it dries down, you're kind of left a little bit more with that sweet sandalwood. I definitely say the scent strength on the aftershave is still on the low medium side, maybe pushing a 3.5 to a 4, so more than the soap, but still on the lighter side. So anyways, that'll do it for the shave today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it, and we'll see you soon on the channel.